Convocation is now in session. As Chancellor, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 312th Convocation. Before we proceed with the ceremony, I would like to call upon Professor Emerita Jan Polger to present Western University's land acknowledgement.
Western University is situated on the traditional land of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenni Lenape, and Attawandaron peoples, who have long-standing relationships to the region of southwestern Ontario and the City of London. In close proximity to Western, there are three local First Nation communities: the Chippewas of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, and Munsee Delaware Nation. In the region of southwestern Ontario, there are 11 First Nations and a growing Indigenous urban population. Western recognizes the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations and all of the original peoples of the Turtle Island, North America, to the development of Canada. Miigwech.
To all our graduates, first let me say congratulations. You've worked hard to achieve this. Graduation represents a major milestone in your lives. At Convocation, we assemble as a university community to celebrate and recognize your achievements at Western and to wish you every success for the future. Your learning days are far from over. Learning is a lifelong process. Western has not provided you with answers to all questions. At most, we hope that what stays with you is a way of thinking objectively, approaching problems with an open mind, and a healthy respect for new ideas, all tempered with compassion and empathy for the human condition. You are forever a cherished member of this great university, founded 140 years ago. We welcome you into the Western family. Again, congratulations to each and every one of you. Today, we also confer an honorary degree upon Carol Herbert, in acknowledgement of her stellar accomplishments as a transformative academic and visionary leader, a passionate advocate for women's and children's health, and her steadfast commitment to social justice and access to health care. To present our distinguished candidate, I now call upon Dr. Jim Weiss, Faculty of Health Sciences.
Carol Herbert. Mr. Chancellor, colleagues, honored guests, and of course our graduates. It is a personal pleasure to introduce you today to the accomplishments of our friend and colleague, Dr. Carol Herbert. Dr. Herbert is a prolific scholar, a respected academic leader, and a community champion. As a scholar, she has published over 170 peer-reviewed papers, editorials, scholarly letters, and contributed 17 book chapters. And she did a lot of this work while carrying out extensive administrative responsibilities as the Dean of the Schulich School of Medicine and Dentistry, as well as her full involvement in clinical and community leadership. She delivered strong and exceptional leadership to the School of Medicine and Dentistry during her distinguished 10-year deanship. She championed many progressive and innovative ideas in the school, including, but not limited to, interprofessional health education and research, simulated education, and the development of a Windsor campus. She also brokered a $26 million gift to Western that helped advance the teaching, research, and service missions of the school. However, what is most impressive to those who have worked closely with her is that she did all of this being an advocate, a champion, and a mentor, and she did it in a spirit that was so supportive of her colleagues. She brought a university-first perspective to her leadership, and we appreciate it so very much. Naturally, Dr. Herbert has earned many academic and community honors and distinctions throughout her career, including being named an Honorary Fellow of the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners, an Honorary Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Glasgow. She has also held fellowships with the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons and the College of Family Physicians of Canada. She is a founding fellow of the Canadian Academy of Health Sciences. She was recognized as one of the top 20 pioneers of family medicine research by the College of Family Physicians, and in 2015 was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award in Family Medicine Research by the college. She's been presented with the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal, a YMCA Women of Excellence Award in both London, Ontario, and Vancouver, British Columbia, and she has been granted honorary life membership by both the provincial and national medical associations. She has been committed to social justice and health equity throughout her distinguished career and life, developing services for sexually assaulted adults and children in BC, and serving as the co-founder and co-director of this sexual assault service for Vancouver. She is a recognized and celebrated leader in the interprofessional health research area and collaborative practice, women's health, and mentorship of academic women. She has chaired or served on multiple task forces throughout the country on health policy and health professional education, and she has served as the president of the Association of Faculties of Medicine of Canada. Carol Herbert is an exceptional leader, a visionary leader, an exceptional academic, and a mentor. She is a role model and inspiration to women and men considering careers in medicine and/or academic leadership. She richly deserves this honor from an institution that she served so brilliantly. Mr. Chancellor, and on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and in the name of Senate, I ask that you confer the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa, upon a great woman with a sterling record of academic leadership, public service, and professional achievement, Dr. Carol Herbert.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Herbert. On behalf of all assembled here today, I should now like to invite our newest alumna, Dr. Carol Herbert, to address Convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, President Chakma, Acting Dean Cheng, faculty, family, friends, and graduands. I am honored beyond measure to receive an honorary degree from Western University, where I was proud to serve as Dean of Medicine and Dentistry and as professor. I knew of this great university before we ever came to London through the many satisfied customers represented initially among my university-aged friends, and then the children of my friends. Western has been a popular destination for many years for students from the west of Canada who seek a university education, with the reputation of student-friendly services that contrast with other large Canadian universities. What I learned firsthand at Western was how deeply held the value of student-centeredness is here. Everywhere I had the pleasure and privilege to interact with faculty and administration across faculties, schools, and institutes. I hope that your personal experience as students and graduate students resonates with what I am saying. Your learning and success have mattered to your teachers and your academic leaders, and they are celebrating with you today at this capstone event in your educational careers and will continue to celebrate your future successes. The other celebrants in this room are your parents, partners, children, and loved ones. I congratulate them on your success because they have been major contributors, directly and indirectly. Please stand now and turn to them and let us acknowledge their tremendous assistance to you. You can take your seats again. But the stars of the show are you graduating students. You've worked hard to achieve your degrees, and you deserve to be congratulated and to savor the moment when you walk across the stage. I must confess that I do not remember who received an honorary degree when I graduated from science or from medicine, nor do I remember exactly what they said. Since I do want you to remember what I say, not necessarily me, but what I say, I want to offer two messages illustrated by stories, since we remember stories more often than we remember lectures. The first message is about acknowledging our privilege, because while you have been diligent in your studies, and some of you I know will have personal stories of hardship, the fact that you and I are here today is evidence of our privileged position. The key words from our first story will be privilege, responsibility, opportunity, and passion. The formula for the scientists to remember is PROP, P-R-O-P, privilege, responsibility, opportunity, and passion. First story. My father came to Canada from Russia when he was 4 years old. His story was a common immigrant story. His older siblings worked from their teens to support his widowed mother, and so that my father and his younger brother could go to school. My grandmother was helped by her brothers in Winnipeg, who had immigrated earlier. My father went to university on scholarship and graduated from the University of Saskatchewan with a law degree. He articled in Drumheller, Alberta, and eventually became a successful solo practitioner of law, first in Alberta and then in BC. He married my mother, born in Seattle to parents from Turkey and the island of Rhodes, second generation, who had emigrated as teenagers. I am second of 4 daughters. From my earliest childhood memory, my father reminded the 4 of us often how fortunate we were to live in Canada, to be able to go to school, and to be successful students. When we achieved high marks, while he acknowledged that we had studied diligently, he emphasized that our capacity was not something we had earned. It was a gift to us from our genetic makeup, our family and community, underpinned by the values of our country. Being Canadian was a privilege. Being financially comfortable was a privilege. Education was a privilege, not to be taken lightly. A privilege that afforded the opportunity to choose whatever career we were passionate about. There was no pressure to choose a particular career path, and we each chose different paths, but there was explicit instruction that the corollary of privilege is responsibility. No matter what we chose to do in our careers, it was our responsibility to give back to our community and our country. We could choose the how, the when, and the where, but not whether we gave back. That family message was very strong, and I have passed that on to my children. My challenge to you today as you receive graduate degrees from the faculties of Science, Social Sciences, and Schulich Medicine and Dentistry is to reflect on the gifts you have been given, to acknowledge your privilege and your responsibility, to embrace opportunities for yourselves, but also opportunities to assist others, and to be as passionate about ensuring the success of others as you are about your own success. The formula, again, is PROP, PROP, privilege, responsibility, opportunity, and passion. Choose how you can prop up others as you advance yourselves and your immediate families. Choose how you can pay it forward for what you have received from your family and friends, from your community and university. Maybe not financially for a while, as I'm highly sympathetic to the costs you have incurred and the debt that many of you will carry for the next several years. But pay it forward with your time and talent, as scientists who have learned to be critical thinkers. The world today sorely needs citizens who can assess evidence and critically assess the outcomes that are appropriate and make reasoned judgments. There will be many opportunities in your workplace, but also as volunteers in community organizations and as teachers, as mentors. You can start small, but start. Contribute to your community. My second message, as a woman in science myself, is particularly directed to the women graduates today, but I hope that it resonates with all of you. In 2018, it is still unfortunately true that there is a lower likelihood that women in science will progress to professorial rank. More women continue to drop out of academic positions than their male counterparts. This is particularly true for those of you who choose to have children. Make no mistake, it is a juggling act to balance career and family. Second story. I can testify to feeling terrible when I missed my son's first steps because I was on call that weekend at the hospital. It still makes me sad 47 years later. I felt guilty when I was at work that I wasn't at home enough, and I felt guilty at home that I wasn't at work enough. But I figured out a career path that allowed me to do both jobs, different from what I might have done had I not had children, but a career path that has been reasonably successful. I became a highly efficient time manager, and I also learned that I couldn't do everything myself. For example, and this may sound a bit weird to you in 2018, but in my younger years, there was this internalized expectation that if people came over for you to entertain, I had to make dessert myself. It was liberating to figure out that I could buy dessert and the world wouldn't end. I worked part-time while my children were young, my 3 children were young, and I was a single parent for 10 years, reliant on a wonderful nanny who could be there for my children when I couldn't be. I tell you my personal story so you will not be misled by my citation or CV or anyone else's that you hear into thinking that a career is all planned out and a sequential, smooth trajectory. It doesn't work like that. Our career paths are a combination of design, luck, opportunities taken, and workarounds. I have been incredibly fortunate to have had opportunities to be encouraged by mentors and to apply my passion and experience in many different venues, some of them that I never imagined. I've also had my share of workarounds, which by and large came out all right, though they were challenging at the time. And once again, I acknowledge that I was privileged in that my income was sufficient for me to hire a nanny, and I was fortunate to have family around as backup. So I encourage the women scientists graduating today to hang in there, to do the juggling act required to balance career and family, to look for workplaces that will support your complex lives, to seek mentors who will encourage and support you. But I ask all of you, men and women graduates, and current and future faculty leaders, to level the playing field, to insist that your departments enact and enforce policies that will make it possible for women faculty to succeed as researchers, teachers, and administrators. And these benefits will also benefit male faculty with children who participate actively in the care of their children. The investment in a family-friendly workplace will increase the likelihood that we do not lose high-quality contributors within the academy. Social justice depends upon the engagement of individuals who acknowledge their own privilege, have compassion and understanding for the intergenerational impact of injustice on individuals and communities, and who take the opportunity to stand up for what is right, even when it is personally difficult or challenging. Each small win increases the likelihood that we can have a more just society. I know that we can count on you incrementally to add to that likelihood by how you will live your lives personally and professionally. I have no doubt that each of you will be successful in your career path and that you will rightfully enjoy the rewards that will come from your work. But I ask that you remember to acknowledge your privilege and responsibility, take the opportunity to contribute to social change that will make it possible or easier for others to succeed, including your academic colleagues who are juggling family and professional lives, and to be passionate advocates for fairness and justice. I am very proud to be a member of your graduating class, and I wish you every success.
Thank you very much, Carol, for your thoughtful address. As a clinician, researcher, and academic leader, you have been a pioneer in many areas, including family medicine research in Canada. Your work has helped educate the next generation of healthcare leaders. Your commitment to social justice has enabled many individuals to access the healthcare they require when it is needed. Distinguished guests, please join me once again in congratulating Western's newest Honorary Doctor of Science, Dr. Carol Herbert.
I take pleasure in asking the Vice Chancellor to present a distinguished colleague who is a recipient of the Helmuth Prize for Achievement in Research.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. The Helmut Prize for Achievement in Research was established in 1997. The award is named after Bishop Isaac Helmut, recognized as the founder of our university and a pioneer of higher education in Canada. Will Dr. Maya Schatzmiller please step forward? Dr. Schatzmiller is the world's leading economic historian of the pre-modern Middle East. She has been a Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada since 2003. The research presented in her numerous books and articles is pioneering, significant, and influential. Dr. Schatzmiller's research has challenged and scientifically refuted long-standing, widely held assumptions about medieval Islamic history and their relevance to today. In addition to innovative research in the field of social and economic history, through our publications and knowledge translation, Dr. Schatzmiller has influenced public policy on global issues such as women's status and minorities' rights in the Islamic State. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to present to you Dr. Maya Schatzmiller, recipient of the Helmut Prize for Achievement in Research.
I take pleasure in asking the Vice Chancellor to present to Convocation our newly appointed Professor Emeritus.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. The designation of Professor Emeritus is an honorary title which recognizes long and distinguished academic service. Will Dr. Gerald Weisenberg please step forward? Dr. Weisenberg received his medical degree from the University of Toronto in 1973, his cardiology fellowship from the University of Toronto in 1978, and his nuclear cardiology imaging research training in positron emission tomography at the University of California, Los Angeles from 1978 to 1980. Dr. Weisenberg was instrumental in bringing positron emission tomography to London in 2002. As a dedicated cardiologist, he has diagnosed and treated more than 30,000 patients over 37 years. Dr. Weisenberg is a sought-after mentor to cardiology residents, medical students, and graduate students. His research contributions towards improved cardiac disease diagnosis includes the development of the foundation of a cardiac MRI procedure that is now used in more than 1 million patients per year worldwide. In 2018, he leads the development of another new cardiac MRI test that will reduce the risk of a cardiac procedure carried out in Canada in over 400,000 patients each year. Mr. Chancellor, may I present Professor Emeritus Gerald Weisenberg. Will the candidates for degrees, diplomas, certificates please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I'm very much honored to present to you the candidates who have successfully completed their degrees at Western. I ask you to admit them to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates for which they have been recommended by the Senate of our university.
Under the authority vested in me by the Senate, you will be admitted to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates as shall be announced by the public orators.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Will the candidates please be seated? Mr. Chancellor, graduating students, colleagues, and distinguished guests, Convocation is the single most important time of celebration in the life of the university. Today, we honor those graduating students who, through determination, hard work, and intelligence, have met the demanding standards of a Western degree. Today is also a proud day for all of us associated with Western, including our Board of Governors and Senate, our faculty, our staff, and our friends in the community. It is wonderful to see so many members of our community of learning who have taken the time to join us and celebrate this important day in the lives of our graduates and the life of the university. Today, those of you crossing the platform join a special group known as Western Alumni that numbers more than 300,000 alumni living in 150 different countries around the world. Mr. Hani Hassan is representing our Alumni Association, and he is with us today, and I'll ask him to please stand and be recognized. Western's Board of Governors is charged with responsibility for the overall governance of this institution. Today we have with us Mr. Kit Gibbons, representing our Board of Governors, and I'll ask him to please stand and be recognized. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank the parents, spouses, partners, children, relatives, and friends of our graduates who are here today. This celebration would not have been possible without your loving support. Let me now congratulate once again the remarkable students who graduate today with Western degrees. Today you become partners in the outstanding academic achievement of the University of Western Ontario. My warmest wishes to each and every one of you. Now we'll proceed with the granting of the degrees. Before we proceed, I have two special requests for those of you in the audience. We take a great deal of pride in our graduates, and we take equally as much pride in how we conduct our convocation ceremonies. So the two requests are related to the smooth, process that we want to follow throughout the rest of the day. So first, as a courtesy to all our graduates and their families and friends, please hold your applause and any other special expressions of joy until the public auditors signal when applause is appropriate throughout the ceremony. So let me elaborate a bit more. So first we will grant degrees to our PhD candidates, one at a time. Please hold your applause when they cross the stage. When the group is done, our public auditors will lead us in our applause. Please join us then. Once we have completed the PhDs, then the remaining graduates will be granted degrees 3 at a time. So there'll be 3 names called. They'll come to the stage. We'll grant degrees 3 at a time. We ask you to hold your applause till each class has passed through the stage. Again, when that happens, public auditors will signal when it is appropriate for us to cheer them up, and please join us again. Second, we know that photographs are important for graduates, their families, and friends. As you heard before the ceremony began, we are pleased to provide each graduate with a photograph of this special occasion. So we ask that you remain at your seats throughout the ceremony. Of course, feel free to take photographs from there. Now I ask the public auditors to introduce the candidates for degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates from the School of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Omar Al-Mufti. Megan Elizabeth Baxter. Ava Benia. Adrian Elizabeth Bory. Samantha DeRoche. Kevin Doyle. Jeremy Peter Garrett. Besad Gafuri. Marcus Gouliat. Alexandra Hauser Kawaguchi. Loana Stephanie Heininger Espinoza. Noel Hebert. Benjamin Heasy. John Neng Wang. Aaron Leslie Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a number of PhD graduates today, so let's give this group a really great round of applause.
Darrow Kim. Wes Kinghorn. Joanna Konopka. Chunhua Liao. Peter Martin. Antonio Martinez. Elaine McElraith. Robert Nonomura. Nicolette Noonan. Graham Trevor Phillips. Danang Tegua Kwaimi. Carolina Reyes Batista. Rhiannon Victoria Rose. Kayla Ryan. Richard Sauve. Jason Robert Vickris. Aze Suzanne Ailu Wilson. Joshua David Wright. Jinghua Zhao.
Okay, we're moving on to master, so there'll be 3 at a time, and you know the drill. You start when you see the first one go by.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Arts. Caleb Henry Althorpe, Florence Wulo Anfara, Jacob Brand Barber. Alicia Christina Boye, Mackenzie Danielle Brash, Caitlin Bird. Graham Cannon, Alicia Claire DeVos, Justin Anthony DiCamillo. Stephen Canero Fernandez, Alexander Gilbert David Fitzgerald Black, Julie Ann Flesh. Sorry, what?
That last one is Rada.
Shannon Nicole Graham, Michael Derek Gunn, Rida Hassan. Jacob Aaron Hunsberger, Tasmia Islam, Riem Faud Kawach. I hope.
This last one is Khurshid, or the middle one, Khurshid.
Haley Kalos, Sarah Khorshid, Kendall King Congram. Emily Ann Larson, Aaron Mark, Stuart Emberg McHenry.
Mikrashevich. Mikrashevich. Mikrashevich.
Bradley Nicholas Metlin, Kathleen Mikrashevich, Shane Michael Miller.
Spot on, well done. I do it, Carrie. Okay, I'll remember that.
Matthew Keith Murray, Alexandra Nelson, Alexandria Gale Newman.
Sagi Ramai.
Mackenzie Joe Pazos, Laura Jane Peach, Sagi Ramai.
Rieta.
Dan Carlo Rieta, Shane Michael Roberts, Julian Nicole Schwind.
Gajan Sivakamaran.
Rachel Louise Simser, Gajan Sivakumaran, Alyssa Victoria Salagi.
Sivakami, Madeline Tyalan.
Sivakami Madeline Thayalan.
No surprises. We didn't need to-
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Clinical Science. Erica McCreath Chadwick, Rebecca Lauren Glover, Emily Grace Marie Kyle.
That first one is Alicia.
Alicia Phillips, Emily Rollo, Nicole Alexandria Smith.
Okay, so it's a new degree and yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Data Analytics. Jacqueline Sachi Elkerton, G. Tanvi Kumar. Kerlin Nayabat Lobo, Gargan Verma, Jayu Yang.
Just one in this group.
Mr. Chancellor, the following is a candidate for the degree Master of Data Analytics, Yan Bing Zhu.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree of Master of Environment and Sustainability: Haya Al-Haj Turki, Barbara Baginski, Abdul Baki. Leah Melissa Barker, Courtney Bechtel, Rachel Elizabeth Brown. Yisi Cow, Michelle Elizabeth Clark, Caitlin Anne-Marie Cook. Dongchen Kui, Rose Elizabeth Duncan, Haley Brianne Everett. Anne Marjorie Gibson, Dennis He, Adele Amelia Jackson. Cindy Kim, Cara Muro, Drew Murphy. Laura Pendlebury, Atika Kavi, Stephanie Joan Rowley. Anusha Santhakumar, Christy Sebastian, Jingxian Shao. Sean Gordon Skrepnek, Alfredo John Spagnolo, Jordan Anthony Witt. And Laura Zimmerman. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Management of Applied Science: Martin Calotti, Genevieve Cardinal, Athena Yukying Chan. Tahani Dakak, William D'Souza, Nicole Doe. Akua Jiemphua Frempong, Manur Gohar, Rishita Gupta. Kang Ha, Justine Hudeki, Esther Oyeneki Ideva. Ruth Dumkeli Ideva, Patricia Jarosh, Dieter Jones Baumgart. Yvette Kabamba, Alina Khan, Joshua Elijah Lance Keaston. Alex Liu, Aditya Matu, Dua Mustafa. Micah Pineda, Emma Spindel, Ashley Nicole Turner. Jessica Ventimiglia, Nam Vo, Patricia Noel Vesieski. Diana Wilkinson, Carissa Wong. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Public Administration: Simona Dinu, Sylvia Doe, Molly Christine Kushma. Victoria Eugenia Parada, Megan Wendy Shannon, Robert H.A. Tremblay. Lydia Denise Wilcox, Paul Wilton, Wendy Melanie Woods. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Public Health: Sakina Ali, Chadi Alnashef, Vikram Arora. Rachel Ann Bigger, Mira Daher, Daniel Joseph Dilliot. Vindela Sophia Edmonds, Sarah Edney, Eriawari Adega Ifirakea. Nazia Ehsan, Safia Fakim, Ashley Fantauzzi. Sajad Shirali Fazel, Thomas Haile Gebrat, Kate Harold. Tiara Hon, Ruksa Amin Jaita, Usman Khan. Kirandeep Kaur Kapal, Sophia Jayun Kim, Matthew Maltzer. Sandani Hansamali Marasinga, Ryan Earl McConnell, Priyanka Menezes. Sabrina Moffat, Lisbeth Alexandra Pino-Gavidia, Tanya Saha. Tanusri Saha, Karen Ella Stewart Kirk, Huiru Sun. Viveta Tambinathan Tassini Tavarasa Nilimba Sibi. Natasha Tobias Haya Uma Rotien Zhu. Shazadi Zain, Julie Zasada, Kui Zhao.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Okay. Igor Angelaski, Andrew Thomas Beauchamp, William Binning. Sorry. Okay. Nolan Christopher Bruca, Brittany Patricia Castrilli, Mohammed Chama. Woo Hun Cho, Chloe Ann Cragg, Peter Crawford. Okay. Andrew Dau, Jason Nicholas Davison, Alexandru Dragovish. Lin Fang, Benjamin Furnham, Mena Torres Gaud. Patrick Gattusi, Jennifer Gillies, Samantha Faith Goldsmith. Yeah. Brian Douglas Hallam, Elam Herpush, Joshua David Hottentot. Victoria Hood, Generosa Chimaka Ibe, Joshua Jacob Jadiski. Shem Yao Zhang, Chaoming Jing, Laura Kathleen Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been extremely cooperative, so I think it's time we took a chance, took the opportunity to congratulate those graduates who've already crossed the stage.
Taranpreet Kaur, Dinat Khan, Aman Kayat. Brandon Hong Chung Kim, Nicholas Kiwan Kim, Dijot Singh Kochar. Anne Sophie Laramie, Joshua Salvador Leclerc, Jordan Cole Lesage. Yifan Li, Yuxing Li, Weishu Liang. Kaho Lo, Caitlin Luba, Scott Lindquist. Hayden Mitchell McDonald, Kobe Martin, Timothy John Martin Chan. Neil Mazumdar, Stephanie McConkey, Alexander James McGregor. Ola Muhammad Ali, Luke Morrison, Melissa Andrea Murcia. Natasha Elena Oslis, Jeffrey Patrick Palmer, Astrid Lorena Para Romeo. Jordan Douglas Phelps, Jess Ray, Syed Ibrahim Rizivi. Justin Daniel Rumney, Misbah Salim, Peyton Schroeder. Lauren Elizabeth Seidel, Megan Elizabeth Sargent, Roshi Shi. Julia Catherine Sundstrom, Aneta Agnistia Sermansky, Imran Mohammed Syed. Olana Tariq, Mohabbat Takashian, Kyle Patrick Dilarama Taruk. Okay. Leah Gabrielle Taylor, Cynthia Tavam, Adriana Sang. Mira Vijaya Kumaran, Veena Priya Wadera, Jason Malumbo Were. Timothy David Wakers, Philo Wynn, Jaeshu Wu. Kun Shi, She Wei Ching Yang, Li Yi. Kirtika Yoganjaracha, Hengyu Yu, Angel Zhang. Toka Zhu, Bodhi Zhao, Tizanzi Zhu. Yichen Zhu. These people go one at a time, yes. Okay. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the Graduate Diploma in Public Administration. Lori Denise Bowers. Meta Gandhi. Paul Villegas Guerrero. Stephanie Leanne Jones. Michael Lamb. Tulasika Ledchum Athankan. Brent Marison. Debbie Marana Richards. Sean David Skinkle. Scott Ronald Cameron Stover. Vathani Kavathani Yuta Sudaram.
In the name of the Senate, I grant to the Registrar the authority to confer degrees, diplomas, and certificates to those candidates whose names appear in the official program, but who are not present today. At this time, I invite Mr. Hani Hassan from our Alumni Association to say a few words.
Congratulations, graduates. What a great day it is for you. On behalf of Western's Alumni Association, it's my honor to welcome you as our newest members. You join a growing global community of Western alumni numbering more than 300,000, one of the largest among Canadian universities. Western, our faculties, and affiliated university colleges are very proud of our world-class standing, and we know you share that pride as graduates of our undergraduate and graduate programs. As alumni, we are all united by memories of our time here, and particularly of the knowledge and friendships we gained. The Alumni Association is dedicated to fostering and preserving these important bonds through the many programs, services, and networking opportunities that are offered. Immediately following this ceremony, you and your family and friends are invited to attend a reception in your honor hosted by the Alumni Association, where each graduate will be bestowed their Class of 2018 pin. It will be held in the University Community Center, Mustang Lounge. I look forward to seeing you there. From Western alumni, sincere congratulations on your achievement today and best wishes for the future.
Before closing Convocation, I wish to express my appreciation to all who have contributed to the success of the day. In particular, and on your behalf as well, I want to thank the University of Western Ontario Convocation Brass for their magnificent performance and their director, Professor James Mackay. May I request that the audience remain at their seats while the academic procession leaves the hall. Convocation is now adjourned.